When the first three-pointer went down, anything go through your mind special, like this felt good, or anything like I'm back, anything like that?
I mean, yeah, it felt good. And then I took one in transition. That's kind of like where I like to get to early. And it's always good to see the ball go through the hoop. And then I came down and shot another one. Then I came down and shot another one and saw 3 in a row go in. So that gives you a lot of confidence. And then I think I got a couple clean looks after that, too. Early in the second quarter, I had a wide open one and then made another couple tough ones. And even in the second half, I thought I felt like they all came off my hand feeling really good. So, like, that's what you can find confidence in as a scorer and as a shooter. And, yeah.
Caitlin, I know you talked about shaking off a little bit of rust yesterday. Did you feel rusty at all going in?
I mean, not really. I think you're just a little anxious to get out there and get playing again. I felt really good. I thought there was a few periods where I felt like a little tired. I asked for a sub there in the second half or in the second quarter, and Steph got me a quick one. But other than that, my legs felt really strong. Like I felt in good shape, and a lot of that is credit to our medical team. Like have kept me in shape, even though I haven't been able to maybe be up and down as much as everybody else. It's just finding other things to do that I can find confidence in. I'm ready to play, and that's certainly how I felt out there.
How you guys doing? Josh Around with Indy Star. The run in the third quarter came from a 9-0 Liberty run to start the second half. Coach mentioned pregame how resilient this team is, and that takes trust in one another to go through adversity. From both of your guys' perspectives, what has contributed to the trust that this team, the trust that this team has in one another through hard times?
Yeah, I think we understand that basketball is a game of runs, and not being able to just give up in those moments. I think, especially in that run, our bench came in and provided some really, really good minutes. Really just proud of, Sophie coming back, being able to contribute like she did, plus 31 tonight. She was a big part of that run. So I think just being able to trust 1 through 11, 1 through 10, that we're going to go out there, have each other's back, and we're going to work through those tough times, because New York's a really good team. They're going to go on runs. They're going to have those moments where we can't stop them for a period of time, but it's how do we fix that? How do we change that momentum? I'm just really proud, of our group for staying with it.
Caitlin, you mentioned the stretch of the three-pointers in a row towards the end of the first half. You looked, end of the first quarter. You looked pretty exhausted after that coming off the court. How much did that sequence kind of take out of you, and how did you feel overall getting back in the court?
Yeah, I mean, they were all in transition, so I felt like I was kind of running around fast to try to get them off, I think the third one, I ran all the way to the corner, then ran all the way back up top, then dribbled a few times, and then finally got it off. But, yeah, I mean, that takes it out of probably anybody. But like I said, I felt really good out there. And now for me, it's just how I recover, especially with the schedule that we have coming up. That's going to be super important. We're playing a lot of games in a very short period of time, so I really have to take care of myself to make sure I don't regress in any sort of way.
Just following up, Caitlin, for you, was there a moment, whether it's a three-pointer, whether it's a turnover, whether it's waiting on the bench somewhere, that sticks out in your mind just as whatever play, sequence, interaction with a teammate from today, something just lingering?
That's a good question. I mean, I think the way we responded, like we just talked about when they went on that run in the third quarter, and our coaches told us at the start when we were in the locker room at halftime is like, we already used too many timeouts. We don't really have timeouts to use. So don't let them go on a run. And then we let them go on a run. And we knew like Steph wasn't calling one there. Like we had to figure out how to play through it and go on a run of our own. And we talked about this in the locker room. I think that's like kind of where we grew today. In the past, like that's kind of where we would crumble. That's exactly where we crumbled in Atlanta in our last game. It was tight at halftime. We come out in the third quarter and we kind of fall apart. But today we really stuck together. We went on our own run. Somebody said we went on like a 25-3 run or something like that. And, just proud of everybody, whether they were coming off the bench. I thought Sid was fantastic today. She makes 2 huge threes for us in the second half. Soph was fantastic. People just made really big plays down the stretch. So, yeah.
Caitlin, I was wondering if you remember how many threes you've ever made consecutively in a game, and
In a
maybe
game?
you both talk about how good the guard play was today when maybe it was a little harder for you to get the points inside, how the perimeter came out?
Dang, I don't know. I don't know about in a game, maybe like 6 or something. I don't know, not that many. My most I've ever made in a game is 12. That was when in high school. I don't know how many I made in a row though. I think it was like 12 for 18 or something like that. But I thought that's kind of what they gave up tonight is they were going to let us shoot threes because when we came off the ball screen, they weren't giving up the pocket as much. And I think that's where a few of my turnovers came as I was used to AB being open directly in the pocket. It was, maybe we could get it to AB, but then it was the spray on the weak side. Lexi had a couple, Kels had a couple on the weak side. Once we really figured that out, is that they were rotating to AB. They didn't want AB to have it in the middle of the paint. Granted, I think AB had 30 versus him last time, so they decided, we weren't going to give that up. We're going to give up the threes on the weak side, and we made 17 of them. So I think we really took advantage of, what they were giving us, and that's what you have to do when you play really good teams.
Hello, Ms. Carr. This is Gordon from Hong Kong A Sport Connect. So congrats on your great performance.
Thanks.
Just want to let you know you have a huge fan base in Hong
Oh,
Kong.
I appreciate that.
And
Hopefully I'll get there one day.
And today, there are 5 Hong Kong fans fly from Hong Kong to
No
Indiana.
way. Oh my gosh.
And the hour is 22 hours.
No
Your
way.
number.
Oh
So
my goodness. Well, I wish I could have
just
met
want to say
them.
this, including me.
If you
So-
know them, tell them thank you for coming. That's
So-
incredible.
Yeah, so any plans you will visit Hong Kong with your teams in the future years?
Yeah, maybe we'll head to Hong Kong after the season. I mean, I certainly hope to go to Hong Kong one day. It's incredible to see the type of reach that we can have and how much people love basketball across the globe. So that's really cool. So if you know them, tell them I say hello and thanks for
Yeah.
coming as well.
Yeah, thank you. Hope one day to show you around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Coach, just from a kind of almost a confidence standpoint, what does a win like this do after all you guys have had to battle through the first couple weeks, month of the season?
Yeah, I think it's big for us. Not just to win, but handling the runs. It's we had to use some early timeouts, so we didn't have as many in the second half, and I felt like we handled that run in the third quarter. They were able to, come together really on the floor and problem solve, and oftentimes that's what it is. It's problem solving in real time. Felt like they were able to do that. When you've got the ability to make threes, you're always going to be in a ball game, right? But I felt like our defensive energy, our defensive execution, outside of a few stretches, was really good tonight, and that ultimately is what's going to carry us.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? There was a moment there with 7 minutes left in the third quarter where Kelsey's at the free throw line. He called Caitlin over and he gave her some directions. The team then went on a 23-5 run. What did you say to her there, and how did her application of what you said lead to the third quarter run?
I don't remember what it was exactly at that moment. I mean, sometimes there's just like make the easy play. We don't have to make home run plays. Make sure if we don't have anything, we get ourselves into offense. I know there was one period of time, and it may have been during that stretch where we had 7 empty possessions, and we've got to run something, right? Like we got to get into offense. We've got to stop trying to do it all ourselves, and we got to lean on each other. So I'm not exactly sure what it was at that moment, but I'm proud of our group. I'm proud of how they responded. I'm proud of the resilience that they've shown, and now we got to just continue to build on it, continue to stack our days.
Yeah, Caitlin's obviously never come back from an injury like this before, but just did you expect this kind of 32-point near triple-double game from her?
Well, don't we always expect that kind of game from Caitlin? Good, bad, or ugly. I knew her adrenaline was going to be high to start. I mean, she's been itching to get back out there. So certainly knew that. Did I think it was going to be a 25-point half? No. But she so often does, when she gets hot, it's a streak, right? And so she got hot early and knocked down a lot of shots. She carried us in the first half. And then everybody else carried us in the second half. I thought her decision-making outside the last part of the fourth quarter especially was really good. She had some turnovers, and we talked about it a little bit, and I thought her decision-making was great, outstanding, especially that last 4-minute stretch or whatever it was that she was on the floor. Did a really good job of getting everybody involved, and that's what she does. I mean, that's what she does.
Steph, can you just talk about you've been able to keep even keel? It's not been easy.
Yeah.
A lot of things for you personally, for everything else. What does a day like today feel like when you can maybe take that step away? Was it just, obviously New York losing for the first time, Caitlin playing this way, and the crowd reaction?
I mean, it's emotionally, it's a relief, right? It's a lift. When you go through hard times, it puts life into perspective. I think the biggest thing is that this team has been resilient, and it hasn't been easy, and it's not going to be. Like, winning is hard. You got to go through the ups and downs. You got to go through the ebbs and flows. Life is hard, right? And for us, this group they stay together. They encourage one another. They draw strength from one another. I draw strength from them. I hope they draw strength from us. And every single day that we take one step forward together, we're building trust. And there are not many teams who position themselves to win and win consistently that don't have trust, that don't have tight chemistry, that don't have sacrifice, the we over the me, that don't go through hard times. And I think that this group has been resilient. I'm proud of them for that. We're going to continue to have to be resilient, but to be able to bring Soph and C back in the way that we did, and to get them back on the floor and seemingly not miss a beat offensively, I think says a lot about them. I think it says a lot about their teammates. 25 assists on 37 made field goals. I mean, it's just, I'm just really proud of them, and I'm really thankful for them.
Hey, Soph. Was there one play by Caitlin, a three, a stretch pass, maybe a turnover, or the technical, or a less glamorous play that just stands out in your mind for whatever reason as like, wow, you step back and said, wow, she's back, or good to have her back, kind of thing?
Well, I don't know how many threes she had in the first quarter, but yeah, that's a wow moment, certainly. She's got it, right? Like she's got it, and being able to harness those moments when it's really rolling, and being able to be patient in the moments where you're trying to get it rolling, I think is a growth process. So certainly, those first few threes, and then the turnover where she missed Damaris Dantas right beside her and tried to throw it to somebody else in the corner. Maybe I'll introduce her to Dee Dee in the locker room. But where again, then we have the conversation about not making the home run play, just making the easy one, and she managed the game impeccably from there on out. And so oftentimes it's just, pointing out the moments. She's going to continue to grow in those areas. But she's special, right? And she's special.